Hi, everyone. We're here today with some exciting news about dairy promotion and our outreach to consumers. The United Dairy Industry of Michigan and the Florida Dairy Farmers Boards of Directors have decided to work together to form a strategic partnership to meet more consumers about the goodness of dairy. We all see firsthand how the dairy industry changes every single year, sometimes every single day. And at the same time, so do consumers, including how they get their information and where they're located. Our UDIM Board of Directors, along with the Florida Dairy Farmers Board, took that to heart and saw the need to meet more consumers. Today we have UDIM Board President Corby Werth and UDIM CEO Melissa Gerharter. We're going to share more about the partnership, and I'll let each of you introduce yourselves.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Corby Werth. I'm a dairy producer from Alpena, Michigan, and I sit on the board of directors for UDIM, and I'm the current chair.
And I'm Melissa. I am the CEO of United Dairy Industry of Michigan. I've been with Michigan Checkoff for about 9 years and in this role for 1 year.
All right, thanks for being here today. And Corby, I'm going to start with you, and Melissa, I'll let you follow up and answer the same question. So can you tell us why the organizations decided to start working collectively together?
I think in several meetings that we've had at more, at DMI meetings and just amongst ourselves, just always thinking strategically on how can we be more efficient? How can we reach more consumers with the same resources? So in them talks and thinking and being, we look at consumers as where are they at? Where's our dairy produced at? Them two things are very different. I think dairy will be produced in certain areas of this country, and I think the consumers are obviously showing us where they are moving. So as Florida being one of them places where dairy is becoming more scarce, and as Michigan, as dairy is growing. And Florida's consumers are moving there at 1,000 to 1,200 people a day. Huge school districts. The outreach, I think, could be huge. That's what started our conversations.
And just to follow up with that, the state of the industry is changing. So we see farms consolidating. We see production moving away from the southeastern part of the United States, while the population continues to grow down in the southeast part of the United States, which obviously includes Florida. And so just to piggyback off of what Corby said, to be able to hit more consumers from a promotion standpoint, this allows a really good opportunity to do that. In addition to the fact of the timing is right. Florida CEO, who's been with the organization for 30 plus years, is retiring. And so that allowed a perfect opportunity to really maximize promotion dollars putting into Florida by all the stellar programs that your staff in the state of Michigan is currently doing.
And then this next question will also be for both of you. I know a lot of people are going to be asking, especially given the geography, why Florida?
I think just what I had already said about the uniqueness of Florida. The lack of dairy farms and resources, and the huge population centers and the huge amount of growth in the population there. And with today after COVID, working remotely, working across the country, we don't have to sit next to each other to get a job done. We can get jobs done in different areas. And I think our team is as good as any to get that done.
And for some more numbers for you folks, the state of Michigan, the population is 10 million people, where our production is increasing. So it's remaining stable and increasing, whereas Florida is the exact opposite. Their population sits at 23 million as of 2020, and their production is decreasing. So why Florida? We have some opportunity to hit more consumers there. And also to what Corby said, our borders don't have to touch in order to be efficient. We're more similar than Florida than we are different. It's from a pragmatic standpoint. And so therefore, we have no concerns about being able to be efficient and being able to pull in quality programs to the state of Florida, while also leaning into their quality programs and being able to maximize and pull some of the good work that they're doing down there up to Michigan.
Melissa, can you share when the strategic partnership takes effect?
Yes, the strategic partnership takes effect January 1, 2025. So it is currently in effect.
And then I'll stick with you, Melissa. How are the two states going to continue or start working together moving forward?
So we do want to take our time to get to know each other. There's a lot of talent in the state of Michigan. There's a lot of talent that sits in Florida. So we want to be able to get to know each other, to really lean into the strengths that sit currently on the staffs and to see how we can complement each other and perhaps shift some of those talents into other areas that would allow us more opportunities. So that's going to be step one, just taking a breath and leaning into expertise in both states. To name 3 specific programs that we see opportunity with immediately, one is the physician program that we have been operating. We're actually headed into year 3 in the state of Michigan. And this is where we have former pharmaceutical reps calling on pediatricians and OBs currently, so that we can guarantee and assure that those physicians are giving evidence-based science recommendations to their patients when they see them. We've seen great success in the state of Michigan, and so this is a program we see a lot of opportunity to pull down into the state of Florida. A second one is the work that we do on hunger. So Michigan has been a leader in this space. We truly look at it as a sales channel and to make sure that every Michigander has access to fresh milk. And this is an opportunity that Florida currently just hasn't had the resources to be able to implement. And there's a lot of opportunity in the state of Florida to pull down our 8 years of learning down into Florida. So it shouldn't take as long to implement into that state. And I don't want to, disregard the expertise that's happening in Florida as well. They've been leaders in the STEM work that we started to do last year. So we will take their learnings and their overall learnings from their STEM program and pull that back up to the state of Michigan. Again, looking at those efficiencies over what they've already seen and implemented and being able to maximize that into the state of Michigan.
Corby, can you share if you expect any changes to either board of directors or any of the programs?
Yes. The board of directors on both states, Florida and Michigan, will not change. We are going to operate as we currently do. The only difference will be we are going to appoint a advisory board that will be the kind of above the 2 boards, and there will be members from each state. And Melissa will be, of course, we will report to Melissa, and that's how it's going to be. Eventually, I think we could see this all aligning differently, but just as we start, we want to get to know each other, and we don't want any bumps in the road. We want to keep things moving as efficiently as we can.
And Corby, I'll stick with you for this next question. Can Michigan dairy farmers expect to see any changes in how their checkoff dollars are invested in dairy promotion?
No, I would say you should not visibly or physically see anything that is changed. Our staff is going to continue to work and do the programs that work the best in Michigan. And you will start to we will start to see also reportings of our resources working in Florida with the Florida producers and their team. So I think it's exciting. I think the idea to see our promotion at work, the good things that we do being spread across 2 states, and especially Florida being so highly populated, just a little bit of resources in some of them areas of whether it be schools or whether it be pediatricians, is going to be huge. The multiplication factor is going to be extremely large.
And then this last question is for both of you. What benefits do you see this partnership bringing to Michigan dairy farmers?
I would just say that a gallon of milk sold, a pint of yogurt sold, a pound of cheese sold, every every dairy that gets consumed helps all of us. And I think that's the biggest thing we have to think about is the big picture of just consumers and dairy being sold. That's a positive. If our work is making consumers look or consider or buy more dairy, that's a positive. And that's my goal, is that we will lift all dairy farmers from this. And we hope to encourage other state and regions to look at what we're doing and see the good of it, see the efficiencies, and see the positive outcome.
I think Corby said that really well. The only thing that I will add on to that is the opportunity through efficiencies, in particular in the back office of running an organization, as well as the economies of scale that we will see, in particular in the marketing realm of buying digital advertising space, not only in Michigan, but also in Florida too. So that is a huge benefit and a driving force behind all of this.
Thank you both for joining us today and answering those questions. And we know that folks watching this, our Michigan dairy farmers, will have questions moving forward. And we encourage you as dairy farmers, those in the dairy community, to reach out to the three of us or reach out to a UDIM board member. We're here to answer your questions, and we really look forward to being able to share some of these examples of this strategic partnership moving forward. So feel free to reach out, and we will all talk to you soon. Thank you.